In this video, we will demonstrate how to work with the input controls in Qt Quick Controls. We will be creating a simple application with each of these controls in a column to show what they look like and how to work with them. We'll start with a Qt Quick application called Qt Quick Controls Section 3, which has a window and layout already set up. We will start by importing Qt Quick Controls with the basic style. This will give us access to all the components we will be demonstrating in this example. With that done, we can start adding components. We will start by looking at all of the components which are used to get numeric values from the user. We will start with the slider. To do this, we will add a text and slider component to the first child column. The text will be used to display the value of the slider in real time. The slider will go from 0 to 10 and have a step size of 1. Then the text will simply display the value property of the slider. Running the application, we can see we have a slider in the middle of our window. When we drag the handle and move it along the track, we can see the value being updated as displayed in the text right below it. Next, we will add the similar RangeSlider component. We will add this to the second child column with some text below it to display its value. We will again have the RangeSlider go from 0 to 10 and have a step size of 1. This time, however, we will add the snap mode, Snap Always. This will make it so the handles snap to preset positions along the track instead of moving freely. Next, we will add the text to display both the left and right handle values, since the RangeSlider is used to select a range of values. Running the application, we can see the RangeSlider below the normal slider. Moving the second handle, we can see the text display its value, and moving the first handle, we can see that value updates as well. It can also be seen that unlike the normal slider, the RangeSlider snaps to specific positions along the track, since the snap mode property was set. We will now explore the dial component. The dial is similar in functionality to the slider but is aesthetically very different, so let's take a look. We will create a dial component, which goes from 0 to 100 with a step size of 1. Then we will create a text component below the dial, which will display the value of the dial. Running the application, we can see the dial below the sliders. We can move the handle around the circular track to see its value update the text below it. Next, we will add a SpinBox to our application. The SpinBox is a more precise method of selecting a number than what we have seen so far, but is created in a similar way. So we will add a SpinBox which goes from 0 to 10, with a text component below it which displays its value. Running our application, we can see clicking the plus symbol increments the value in the SpinBox and the minus symbol decrements the value. This gives us a precise way to select a number that does not rely on the handle and track of the sliders and dial. Next, we will look at the different ways to get other values from the user, such as strings. These tend to be a bit more complex since they can accept a wider range of variable types and often make use of a model. The first one we will look at is the ComboBox. We will be creating a ComboBox with a custom model and delegate. Doing this allows us to set a custom key and value for the ComboBox, as well as customize its appearance. The model will have two values for each item in the ComboBox, representing a key and a value. So we will set the model property of the ComboBox to a list model, which has 3 list elements, each of which will contain a key, which is a string, and a value, which is an int. Next, we will set the delegate property to a custom item delegate. This will have required properties which match the role names in our model with an additional index property. Then we will add text to this delegate to display the key and value from our model. Finally, we will set the value role and text role properties of the ComboBox, which will ensure that the text and value properties of our ComboBox match our model. We will display these properties in a text component below the ComboBox. Running our application, we can see the text of the key roll is displayed in the combo box, and when we drop down the menu, we see both the key and value displayed. Clicking on one of the items will set it as the current item and display it in the text of the combo box, as well as update the text shown below it. Next, we will look at the tumbler component. The tumbler allows for the selection of a value by rotating a selection along the z-axis. Like the combo box, the tumbler uses model and delegate properties to select values of any value type. So, we will create our tumbler, setting the model property to a list model with 6 list elements, each containing a string, indicating which element in the list it is. Then we will set the delegate property to a rectangle, with required properties for the index, and key, which is the role name from the model. We will then set the color to light gray, and adjust the opacity based on how far the item is from the center of the tumbler. Items closer to the center will appear more opaque, while those farther away become more transparent. This creates a visual depth effect, enhancing the effect of a rotating cylinder. Lastly, we will add text which displays the key in the tumbler, as well as a text component below the tumbler which displays the current text of the tumbler. Running the application, we can see the tumbler below the combo box, which we can rotate around the z-axis to select an element from our list model. Next, we will talk about the various text input controls. These are used to get text from the user, which can be freely entered. The first of these is the text field, which is used to get a single line of text, such as when obtaining a username and password. So we will add a text field to our column, providing it with a fixed width of 200 anchors, and set the placeholder text to "This is a text field." Running the application, we can see the text field. The placeholder text will appear grayed out to provide some instructions to the user, which when we click on it allows the user to enter a single line of text. In addition to the text field, there is also the text area, which allows for multiple lines of text. This is useful for things like getting feedback comments from a user where multiple lines of text are needed. So, we will add a text area setting a fixed height and width, as well as some placeholder text. Running the application, we can see the placeholder text under the text area, and when we click it, we can enter multiple lines of text in this area. It is worth noting that the basic style does not provide a frame around the text area, so it may be unclear exactly what the bounds of the text area are. Later, we will discuss the frame component, which would allow us to add a frame around any component, but for now, let's switch our style to material to see what this looks like with a frame. Now with the material style, we can see the clear boundaries of the text area. In the next video, we will be discussing the different indicator controls. Thank you for watching.